Hey guys, I'm Shasta Garcia and I'm sharing my testimony and how radical reality has changed my life. As I was growing up through elementary school and middle school, I would always be involved in the church. My parents would want nothing to do with it though, so they would just drive me there and drop me off. And when I'd come home, I would always have something I'd want to say, and they would listen, but I don't think they were hearing it. And so throughout elementary school and middle school, I was getting bullied a lot by different girls, and they didn't really want to talk to me. And in 7th grade, at the beginning of the year, I actually got jumped by 2 girls that were much bigger than me. And I didn't fight back, but I never really got closure from that. And then I actually moved after that to San Andreas, which has totally completely changed my life, and I love it there. And after that, I fell away from God. Even though I was still lukewarm because my parents weren't there to support me. And when I was there, I fell away from God. I didn't really find a church that I wanted to go to. I met this lady, Trudy, and she's actually my godmother now. And she invited me to Radical Reality. So we raised the money and we came. The night of Tuesday, Donnie Moore was talking about forgiveness. And one of the girls that jumped me was actually here at the camp on my floor. And she was up at the altar crying, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't want to talk to her, but I need to get this off. So she's up at the altar, and I put my hand on her, and I started praying for her, and I just told God to just forgive her, and I'm over it. It was long in the past, and when she got up and she saw that it was me, we talked about it, and I told her that it's okay and it's in the past and I forgive her, and that she has made me stronger because I'm happy with who I am today and where I am. The next night, we were talking about the Holy Spirit, and I was sitting up there and I was praying to God and I was just worshiping Him and thanking Him for everything. And my parents were going through a divorce at that time, and they met when my mom was 16, so they're kind of one of those people where you look up to them for love. It seems I'm pretty much that age now. And so they were going through a divorce, so I was sitting there praying, and I just wanted to be a light, and I wanted to guide them to the Lord. I wanted them to see a difference in me and want to feel how I felt. When I came home after camp, I was in the kitchen, I was talking to my parents, and I was just so on fire for God, because that's what Radical Reality does for you. And I was so on fire for God, and I was telling them my story, my encounter with the Lord, and how it just took over me when I was speaking in tongues. I just got this tingling feeling up, and then my mouth started getting numb, and I just started speaking in tongues. It's something that you can't control, it just happens. And I was telling them about that, and while I was telling them, my parents just fell on the floor and they started crying and weeping, and they were so I don't know how to explain how they felt because I wasn't in their shoes, but they actually promised me that they'd go to church that Sunday, and they did. They kept it. And when they went, it was like that church was meant to be, They were so loving, so forgiving. They have worked with my parents throughout their marriage for a while now. So my dad is 40 now, and it took him 40 years to find the Lord. He has been a troublemaker all his life. He could be in prison, or he could even be dead. But the truth is that God has been walking with him through his whole life, and he just didn't know. He just needed that extra push. And when my parents are actually getting remarried this summer, which is amazing and phenomenal. And, well, not remarried, they're renewing their vows, sorry. And they got baptized on August 26th of 2012. My whole family did. And I'm so proud to say that my little sisters get to grow up in a godly house now. I wish I could do the same, but you know what? My parents are safe now, and we're going to go to heaven together. How amazing is that? Okay? I just want to say that Radical Reality does so much for you. It's a week, and it's your turn to encounter the Lord with everything. They make it fun, but at the same time, if you don't know the Lord, this is the best place. Donnie Moore does an amazing job with his messages and his testimonies and just everything. And, when you get that baggage off of you, it's so awesome. And when you do encounter the Lord, it's so easy because you're in a godly environment right now. But when you go home, you're going to have to face those giants. You're going to have to defeat the devil. Last night, I actually spoke in tongues last year, and I haven't spoken in tongues for a whole year because the devil kept telling me that, it's not you, you're not doing it, it's just your mind, you're just making it up. But last night, I went up to a guy and he said, let's just pray together, let's just pray. And we did, and we both spoke in tongues, and he was dealing with the same thing I was doing. So put on that armor so you can take a stand against the devil's schemes, and that's obviously Ephesians 6:11. So just come to radical reality, okay? It will change your life, I promise.